3 weeks before move-in day, I called my bank to confirm a wire transfer for college tuition. The woman on the phone went quiet. Not a pause. Quiet. Then she said, "Ma'am, I'm showing a current balance of $214.36. I laughed. I actually laughed, because obviously there had been some kind of mistake. There was no mistake. My parents had spent the last 8 months draining every dollar my grandmother saved for me over 18 years and used it to buy my brother a house. When I asked my mother where the money went, she didn't flinch. She muted the TV, turned to face me, and said, "He's the one who actually matters in this family." That sentence will live in me forever. But this story doesn't end with me falling apart. It ends with my 74-year-old grandmother going to war. I grew up in Millhaven. Small town, about 12,000 people. We lived on Elm Street in a brown ranch-style house with a patchy lawn and a basketball hoop my brother Cole stopped using years ago. 4 of us, Mom, Dad, Cole, and me. On paper, a normal family. In practice, a ranking system. Cole was the son who mattered. I was background noise. I know how that sounds. I'm not exaggerating. Cole dropped out of college his sophomore year. Mom threw him a dinner and called it a fresh start celebration. He quit 3 jobs in 2 years. Mom called each boss ungrateful. He moved back home at 24. Mom redecorated his old room. Me? I made honor roll every semester. Joined the debate team. Started working at the coffee shop on Grove Avenue at 15. Bought my own textbooks, my own clothes, never asked for gas money. Every time I brought something home, a trophy, a grade report, an acceptance letter, Mom would glance up and say, "That's nice, Molly." Junior year, I walked in with a straight A report card. Mom was on the phone with Cole. She waved me off and pointed at the kitchen counter. I set the card down. It was still there 3 days later. Unopened. Dad sat at the end of the table most nights, quiet, eyes on his plate. He never told me I didn't matter. He also never told me I did. There's not much difference between those two things when you're a kid looking for something to hold on to. The only person who ever made me feel like I counted was my grandmother. Grandma Evelyn. She told me when I was 10, "This money is yours, sweetheart. I'm saving it for your future." I never questioned it. When Grandma Evelyn said something, she meant it. What I didn't know was that Mom had started draining the account the previous November. Thanksgiving, the year before everything came apart. I had just gotten accepted to 3 universities. I sat at that table waiting for someone to bring it up. Instead, Mom stood, raised her glass, and said, "I want everyone to know that Cole is going to do something incredible." I believe that with my whole heart. The whole table clapped. Nobody mentioned my acceptances. Not one person. After dinner, my phone rang. Grandma Evelyn. She wasn't there that year, bad knee, but she always knew things. Her voice was careful, deliberate. "Molly, I need you to keep everything I've ever sent you. Every envelope. You understand me?" I didn't understand. Not then. "Yes, Grandma. I will." I wish I had asked why. 3 weeks before move-in day. A Tuesday in July. I'm at the kitchen counter with my laptop open, going through my enrollment checklist. Housing deposit, paid. Meal plan, selected. Tuition, to be transferred from my college fund. I called the bank. Gave the woman my social security number, date of birth, account verification. Then silence. The kind where you can hear someone choosing their words. "Miss Hartley, I'm showing a current balance of $214.36. I laughed. "Can you check again? The account should have approximately $187,000. "Ma'am, I'm looking at the transaction history. Multiple withdrawals over the past 8 months. Amounts ranging from $9,000 to $15,000 per transaction. Authorized by the custodian, a Mr. Philip Hartley. My father." The kitchen was so quiet I could hear the refrigerator humming. Through the window, I could see Cole's truck in the driveway. The one Mom said was a good deal from a friend. $214 out of $187,000. 8 months. I set the phone down and went to find my mother. She was in the living room, feet up, watching a renovation show. Glass of iced tea on the side table. Completely at ease. "Mom, Where is my college fund? She didn't flinch. She muted the TV and turned to face me like I'd asked about the weather. We used it for your brother's house. He needed it more than you do. Something inside me shifted. Some load-bearing wall I didn't know was there just cracked. That was my money. Grandma Evelyn saved it for me. Mom smiled. Patient. The way you'd smile at a child who doesn't understand how the world works yet. Your grandmother can save all she wants. I'm your mother. I decide what's best for this family. That was a custodial account. Legally, it's mine. She stood and walked toward me. You want to talk legal? Fine. Sue me. But remember who raised you, who fed you, who kept a roof over your head. Cole needed a stable foundation. You? She waved her hand. You'll figure it out. You always do. Then the sentence. He's the one who actually matters in this family. Said it like a fact. Sky is blue. Water is wet. Your brother matters more than you. Then she unmuted the TV and sat back down. I went to my room and closed the door. My hands were steady. My breathing was even. But inside, the math was already running. Tuition deposit, $5,000, due in 10 days. Miss it, I lose my spot. Lose my spot, and the scholarship application tied to enrollment dies with it. For years of honor roll, debate trophies, SAT prep at the library because I couldn't afford a tutor, all of it, gone. I had $812 in my checking account. I ran through every option. Student loans, I'd need a cosigner, and Dad wouldn't sign anything Mom didn't approve. Financial aid emergency appeal, too slow. That's the thing, isn't it? They took everything because they knew I wouldn't crumble. They counted on my resilience as permission to rob me. I needed to hear it from my dad first. I found him in the garage. Workbench covered in wire strippings, radio playing low. He didn't look up when I walked in. Did you sign the withdrawal forms? His shoulders tightened. Long silence. The kind that answers the question before words do. Then he nodded. Why? Your mother said it was the right thing for the family. For the family, or for Cole? He turned. His eyes were red at the edges, not from crying, from not sleeping. He had known this was wrong the entire time. The money, it'll come back around, Molly. $187,000 will just come back around. I let it sit in the air. You signed every form. 8 months. You signed away my future and you can't even look at me. He didn't look at me. He didn't say another word. I left the garage, walked through the kitchen, past the counter where my report card had sat unopened, and called Grandma Evelyn. She picked up on the second ring. Molly, honey, everything all right? I told her everything. The bank call, the balance, the 8 months, Dad's signature, what Mom said. Every word, in order, without crying. Silence. 10 seconds, maybe more. Then her voice came back, different. Not warm. Sharp. Controlled. They took all of it. Yes. Your father signed. Yes. And your mother knew. She planned it. Another silence. Then, Molly, listen to me. That money is yours. Not theirs. Not the family's. Yours. I have every document. Every single one. Something in my chest loosened. Tomorrow morning, 8 o'clock. My kitchen table. Bring everything I've ever mailed you. Every envelope, every document. Can you do that? Yes. Good. Get some sleep, sweetheart. We have work to do. I hung up and stared at the ceiling. She had kept copies. All 18 years. Had she always known this might happen? Morning. I was pulling on my shoes when Mom appeared in the hallway. Hair done, arms crossed. Where are you going? Grandma's house. Her face changed. Not anger, something colder. Recognition. Molly, you are tearing this family apart. The tears arrived. Practiced. Precise. Your grandmother has always judged me. You're choosing her over your own mother. I'd seen this routine 100 times. Cry. Deflect. Reframe. Make yourself the victim. I'm not destroying this family, Mom. You did that when you stole from me. Her eyes went flat. Tears stopped like someone turned off a faucet. Be very careful, Molly. I stepped past her. As I got in the car, I could see her through the window, pacing, phone to her ear, gesturing. She was calling Cole. Damage control had already begun. Grandma Evelyn was at the kitchen table when I walked in. Reading glasses on, a blue folder open in front of her, and beside it, a second folder, and a third. Grandma, how long have you had all that? 18 years, she said without looking up. Sit down. First folder, the original UTMA account opening document. My name, Molly Hartley, beneficiary. Dad's name, Philip Hartley, custodian. Dated the month I was born. Notarized. Second folder, annual statements, all 18, color-coded tabs. Third folder, the most recent statement. Balance, $214.36. She tapped it. I requested these from the bank every January. Because I know my daughter. She looked up over her glasses. I love Cheryl. But I have never trusted Cheryl with money. You knew this could happen. I hoped it wouldn't. But I prepared for the possibility. That's not the same as expecting it. She stood, poured me coffee without asking. I'm calling Catherine Sinclair this morning. Best estate attorney in this county. We're going to get back every cent that belongs to you. Grandma, she's your daughter. Evelyn Hartwell looked at me. 74 years old. Absolutely unshakable. And you're my granddaughter. And what she did is a crime. Catherine Sinclair arrived at 2. Navy blazer in July, leather briefcase that looked like it had survived 30 years of courtrooms. She went through every document, page by page. 20 minutes of silence. Then she set down her glasses. Molly, this is a UTMA account. The money has belonged to you since the day your grandmother deposited it. Your father had a fiduciary duty to manage it solely for your benefit. Withdrawing $187,000 to purchase a home for another family member is a clear violation of that duty. Given the amount, this constitutes felony theft of custodial funds under state statute. The word felony hung in the air. What are Molly's options? Evelyn asked. 2 paths. Civil lawsuit for restitution. And a criminal complaint filed with the district attorney. You can pursue one or both. Evelyn looked at me. I looked at her. She just nodded once and waited. Both, I said. Catherine closed her notebook. I'll file the complaint tomorrow morning. After she left, Evelyn didn't sit down. She picked up her phone and scrolled through her contacts. Grandma, what are you doing? Calling Dana Brennan. Channel 7. She was my student, class of 2003. That's public. Everyone will know. Evelyn set the phone on the table. Molly, Cheryl is already controlling the story. She's called 5 people this morning and told them this is a misunderstanding. She'll go to church Sunday and smile and say her mother is being difficult. Your mother has survived every crisis in her life by making sure nobody hears the other side. She relies on our silence. She picked up the phone. I didn't save that money for 18 years to let my daughter steal it in silence. She dialed. That evening, Mom went into full operation. My phone buzzed 11 times. She called Grandma Evelyn. No answer. She texted us both. This is a family matter. You are destroying everything. Cole will pay it back. Just give us time. Cole called me at 8:30. Molly, Mom's freaking out. She told me to come smooth things over. Cole, did you know where the money for your house came from? Mom said she took out a home equity line. That's what the paperwork showed. There was no home equity line. She lied to you too. Silence. Molly, let me talk to Grandma. I can fix this. You can't fix this, Cole. It's already broken. I hung up. Meanwhile, I found this out the next morning. Mom posted in the Millhaven Community Facebook group at 9:47 p.m. Please pray for our family. My mother is trying to tear us apart over a misunderstanding about finances. I've always put my children first. I just ask for your prayers and understanding during this painful time. 62 reactions by midnight. Hearts. Prayer hands. Stay strong, Cheryl. She was already rewriting the story. And right then, I didn't know it yet, but Grandma Evelyn was in her kitchen drafting an email to Dana Brennan with 3 blue folders at her elbow. I sat in my room staring at that post. 62 people sending her prayers. Part of me, the part that spent 18 years wanting her to love me, wanted to believe it really was a misunderstanding. But $214 in my account is not a misunderstanding. That's a choice. 2 days later, my graduation party. I didn't want to go. Grandma Evelyn called that morning and said, "Go, sweetheart. Smile. Be gracious. Let your mother feel comfortable." The way she said it made me think it was part of a larger plan. I didn't ask. Mom had gone all out. Streamers, a congratulations Molly banner in gold letters, catered sandwiches, 30 people filling the house. Cole sat in the corner of the patio with a beer, barely talking. He looked like he hadn't slept in 3 days. Mom worked the room like she was hosting an award show. At one point she put her arm around me for a photo and announced, "I'm so proud of this girl. My independent little fighter." Halfway through, my great-aunt Shirley walked up. "So Molly, where are you headed for college?" I know Evelyn must be so proud. Conversations thinned. People turned. Before I could answer, Mom was beside me, hand on my shoulder, squeezing just hard enough. "Oh, Molly is still figuring things out. You know kids these days." Aunt Shirley tilted her head. "But didn't Evelyn set up a fund for her?" The room was listening now. "Mother's fund was really more of a family investment," Mom said smoothly. "We redirected it where it was needed most. Cole just bought his first home. Isn't that wonderful?" She squeezed my shoulder again. "Molly has always been self-sufficient. She's got grit, right, honey?" The whole room waited for me to agree. I just looked at my plate and thought, she just told 30 people she took my money and doesn't even realize it. After the party, Cole caught me on the back porch. Eyes bloodshot, hands in his pockets. "That fund, was it really legally only yours?" I pulled up the UTMA document on my phone. His eyes scanned it. Beneficiary, Molly Hartley. Custodian, Philip Hartley. No mention of Cole. No mention of Cheryl. His face drained of color. I didn't know. I swear to God. Mom told me it was a home equity line. She showed me paperwork. There was no line of credit, Cole. He sat down on the porch step and put his head in his hands. "What do you want me to do?" he asked. I sat down next to him. "I don't want anything from you. I just want what's mine." "She lied to me too," he said quietly. She looked me right in the face and lied. "Yeah," I said. "She did." 2 siblings on opposite sides of a theft neither of us planned. And for the first time, we were on the same page. Monday morning, Mom opened the mailbox and found an envelope from the law office of Catherine Sinclair. I know this because I heard her scream from inside my bedroom. Not a word. A sound, raw and furious. She was at my door 30 seconds later. "You're pressing charges against your own parents? You stole $187,000 from a custodial account. That's a felony. This is the consequence." The tears came right on schedule. I was trying to help this family. Cole didn't need my college fund, Mom. Her eyes hardened. Tears gone. "If you go through with this, you will never be part of this family again." I held her gaze. I already wasn't. She stared at me for 3 full seconds, then walked down the hall and slammed her bedroom door hard enough to rattle the photos on the wall. The next morning, Grandma Evelyn called Dana Brennan. And everything changed. Dana arrived Wednesday at 10 with a cameraman, a producer, and a Channel 7 van parked on Hillcrest Drive. At the door, she shook Evelyn's hand. "Mrs. Hartwell, I haven't seen you since sophomore English." "You were a terrible speller," Evelyn said. "But an excellent listener. That's what matters today." They sat at the kitchen table, blue folders open, camera rolling. Evelyn told the story without embellishment. 18 years of saving. $500 to $800 a month from a teacher's salary. A total of $187,000 deposited into a UTMA account for her granddaughter. She slid the documents across the table. My daughter and her husband withdrew every penny to purchase a house for their son. Molly did not receive a single cent. Dana asked, "And you're filing criminal charges against your own daughter?" Evelyn folded her hands. I love my daughter. I will always love my daughter. But I love justice more. That money was never mine to give Cheryl. It was never Cheryl's to take. It belonged to Molly from the day I deposited the first dollar. 74 years old. Retired school teacher. Backbone of steel. The segment aired Thursday at 6. I watched from Evelyn's living room. Neither of us spoke. 4 minutes. Dana's voiceover. Footage of the town, the courthouse. Then Grandma Evelyn's face on screen. Grandmother accuses daughter of stealing grandchild's $187,000 college fund. By 8 p.m. the Millhaven Facebook group was on fire. Mrs. Thornton wrote, I taught Molly Hartley for 4 years. She earned every grade, every award, every opportunity. That girl deserves better than this. 87 likes in 20 minutes. Parents posting, I have a UTMA for my kid. Checking it right now. Mom tried to call the station. They wouldn't pull it. The story got picked up statewide by Friday morning. Mom's counterpost went up at noon, long, carefully worded, casting herself as a loving mother misunderstood. It got 114 reactions. But the comments split hard against her. Cheryl, a custodial account belongs to the child. That's the law. I've known Evelyn Hartwell for 30 years. She doesn't lie. One by one, the prayer hands thinned out. Mom got removed from the women's auxiliary. The church coordinator called and suggested she step back. Neighbors stopped waving. Then a message landed in my inbox from Janet Wilson, Mom's college roommate. Your mother borrowed $3,000 from me last year and never paid it back. When I saw the news, I wasn't surprised. I was just sad. Mom's narrative was collapsing. Not because anyone attacked her. Because the truth has its own weight. The following Wednesday, Catherine called. The DA had formally opened an investigation and subpoenaed the bank records. Felony theft charges were likely for both parents. Potential prison time. I called Grandma Evelyn after I hung up. I'm scared that they'll actually go to prison. They're still my parents. She was quiet for a long moment. Molly, you didn't put them there. They put themselves there. Every signature. Every withdrawal. Every lie. That was their choice, not yours. Now come inside. Soup's getting cold. Then Cole did something none of us expected. He called on a Friday, voice quieter, older somehow. Molly, I talked to a lawyer. My own lawyer, not Mom's. Pause. I'm giving back the house. Cole, it's in your name. I know. And it was bought with your money. I can't live in it. I've been lying awake every night staring at the ceiling of a house my little sister paid for without knowing it. He walked me through the plan, list it, proceeds go directly into a restitution account overseen by Catherine Sinclair. My lawyer says I'm not legally obligated. I wasn't the custodian, I didn't sign anything, I didn't know. Then why are you doing this? Because it's right. And because, his voice cracked. Because I can't be the person Mom turned me into. Then he said, Molly, I went back through the paperwork she gave me. The home equity line documents. They're fake. No lender, no loan number. She fabricated them. The air left my lungs. Mom hadn't just stolen from me. She had forged documents. She had lied to her own son's face. Thank you, Cole. Don't thank me. I should have asked questions a long time ago. 2 weeks later, the DA made it official. Cheryl Hartley and Philip Hartley, formally charged with felony theft of custodial funds. $187,000. Mom's attorney pushed 3 arguments. The money was a family resource. Custodial discretion. Evelyn was acting out of spite. The judge listened. The evidence spoke louder. The fabricated HELIC documents turned a bad decision into premeditation. Dad took a plea deal. Misdemeanor theft, reduced from felony. 3 years probation. $93,500 in restitution. He stood in the courtroom and said, I accept responsibility, Your Honor. He didn't look at me, but I saw his hands trembling. Mom held out longer. In the end, she accepted a plea too. Felony theft, reduced to Class 4. 5 years probation. $93,500 in restitution. 200 hours of community service. No prison time, but a permanent felony on her record. She said nothing in court. Not, "I'm sorry." Not, "I was wrong." She signed the paperwork and walked out without looking at anyone. While all of that moved forward, Grandma Evelyn did what she always does. She acted. She met with Catherine to establish an irrevocable trust for me, corporate trustee, no family access, distributions limited to education and living expenses. Then she opened her purse and slid a cashier's check across the table. $42,000. "Grandma, that's everything you have left. My savings, my pension reserve, everything that isn't this house and my social security. I can't take that." "You're not taking it. I'm giving it. The same way I gave the first dollar 18 years ago." Her fingers were thin and warm over mine. "It's not $187,000. But it's enough to start." I cried for the first time since all of this began. Evelyn didn't tell me to stop. She just held my hand until I was done. "You are worth every penny, Molly. You always have been." 3 days after the Channel 7 story aired, Mrs. Thornton started a GoFundMe. Help Molly Hartley get to college. Goal, $20,000. It hit that in 16 hours. By 72 hours, $67,000. Notes from strangers, I was the overlooked daughter too. Go get your degree. Then the university called. Dr. Holloway, admissions. Molly, we've been following your situation. We'd like to offer you a full tuition scholarship. 4 years. We believe in you. I hung up and walked inside. Evelyn was at the kitchen table. Always the kitchen table. "I got it," I said. "Full scholarship." Her face didn't change at first. Then her chin trembled. Then her eyes filled. And Evelyn Hartwell, the woman who filed criminal charges against her own daughter without shedding a single tear, cried. "I knew you would," she whispered. "I always knew." Cole's house sale covered $178,000 of the total restitution. Combined with Evelyn's trust, the scholarship, and the GoFundMe, I started college in the fall, on time, fully funded. Somewhere in the donor list was an anonymous $500 gift. I found out later it was Cole. Justice doesn't feel like victory. It feels like grief with a receipt. 2 months after sentencing, a letter arrived at my dorm. Mom's cream stationery, initials embossed at the top. "Dear Molly, I know you may not want to hear from me. I want you to know that I did what I thought was right for this family. I hope one day you'll understand that." I read it twice. Then a third time, looking for one word. Sorry. It wasn't there. I folded the letter, put it in my desk drawer, and closed it. It's November now. My dorm room is small. One photo on the wall above my desk, Grandma Evelyn and me on graduation day. Her blue cardigan, the one with the buttons she's had since I was a baby. Both of us smiling. It's the only photo from that day I kept. People ask if I hate my parents. I don't. That's the honest answer. I'm angry and hurt in ways I don't fully understand yet. But hate takes energy I'd rather spend somewhere else. I'm not telling this story so you'll feel sorry for me. I'm telling it because I spent 18 years believing that silence was strength. That if I was just good enough, quiet enough, easy enough, eventually I'd be seen. I was wrong. Silence wasn't strength. It was permission. And when I stopped giving permission, everything changed. I call Grandma Evelyn every Sunday at 7. She's still on Hillcrest Drive. Wind chime, hydrangeas, porch swing. She told me last week the swing needs new chains. I told her I'd fix it over winter break. She said she'd believe it when she saw it. Cole texts every few days. Short messages, nothing heavy. We're rebuilding something slow and careful, built on something that might actually hold this time. My future is in my own hands for the first time. And that right there, is everything. Thanks for listening. If this story meant something to you, share it with someone who needs to hear it, and don't forget to comment and subscribe for more stories about people who found the strength to stand up for themselves, even when it cost them everything. Some people spend their whole lives planting trees they'll never sit under. Grandma Evelyn was one of them, and I get to live in the shade.